love the roses. She had the biggest bouquet of roses in the whole skit. And hi, baby girl, welcome in. Nobody's ever given Amber anything like that, you know? And yeah, but did I make it? I sure did. I did. Hey, Trapstar, welcome in. Happy and blessed Sunday. I'm waiting for you, Trapstar. Everybody, that video is over 3,000. The roses. And I know, look, because she's not about taking their money, I think is what it is. Hi, Keisha B. Welcome in, doll. Welcome in. Yep, I threw this together this morning. You guys know I'm supposed to be at church. Nonya, I do not want the writers to mess up Amber and Coco's friendship. They already did. But think about it this way. Anthony and Coco have a certain kind of relationship. And she's going to go to where Anthony is versus look at Ernestine and Amber, right? People say, Ernestine's not your cousin. By marriage, she was. And I have some people like that also that I'm still close to from my first husband. But Coco, they did that deliberately, you guys. I mean, I know that I'm looking at it from a content reviewer perspective, right? But they did that deliberately to see if people were going to get riled up because we always want to see Coco, right? And so when we see Coco, we know that things are going to be set straight. So they deliberately twisted it on us. If you follow what I'm saying, Angela. Oh, okay, Denise, I will. I was trying to get that thing out so fast. Denise, I was flying through that video. So it got a little jumbled and I didn't finish it. I mean, I didn't finish it all the way, but I will. Thank you for that. And what was I saying? The Coco. They did it deliberately. So we'll be mad and be like, well, Coco is on Denisha's side now. But is she really? But what I'm saying also is that remember at the pier when Dave told Amber that's their circle, it's the two of them. That is what married people typically say to each other. Now, the other thing I want to say this is that somebody said something to me this morning, and I said about Dave. When Dave first came to the skits, and I don't know if anybody remembers, I said Dave was a godsend. Remember that day he was talking to Melissa, and he said Amber was a godsend? And I said, hey, they're using my word again. I had said, maybe Dave is a godsend for that marriage, or maybe he's there to help Anthony. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I definitely said it, and I said it a few times. Because as soon as he used the word godsend, I was in a live, and I said, hey, he just used my word. You know, when I really start tracking what they were saying and the rose-colored glasses and all that, because I use old school terms. So I know, that I did say that. So anyway, whoever this person was, I told them, yeah, I said that a long time ago. Maybe Dave is perfect for Amber, but maybe he is a godsend. I mean, maybe there's not going to be a Dave and Amber, but maybe there will be. I'm hoping that there is a Dave and an Amber. I want there to be a Dave and an Amber. But Hemi girl, that was you, right? That told me they're on their way to Charlotte. Wasn't that you? That told me they're on their way to Charlotte. Remember, did you see my response to you? Is that Amber's boo thing? Is that who Amber's marrying? Because that chemistry is just way too close. But they are on their way. Hear me, girl, I think that was you that told me. I'm pretty sure it was. They're on their way to, what is it? To Charlotte? Okay, hold on. Let me go up and read some comments. I think, Hemi girl, that was you, right? I mean, I've been in the comments today. Yep, I sure have. Please hit the like button, everybody. Please, please, please. You know, I don't come on Sundays, but I couldn't help it. When I saw the Roses video skyrocketing, and I'm gonna have to take it down eventually, you know, but I wanted to put that in because it needed to be in, you know. And somebody came for me talking about Amber should take accountability. Excuse me? Where's Anthony's accountability? Don't come up in here talking about some Amber accountability. They all have to take accountability. But who started the mess? Who got this party started? Anthony. Now, they've whitewashed Anthony. So now we got the, like Nancy B says, she be 38 hot. I was 38 hot. Talking about, whoo, like, you can't take accountability. I don't care if it's Sally Sue. It doesn't have to be Amber. I don't defend Amber just because it's Amber. People think we just like Amber so she could do anything. That's not true. I'm sorry, my eyes are watering. On one this morning? A little bit. Let me see the comments, okay? Because I was listening to Charlie yesterday just because we were chilling out. You know, me and my husband were just chilling and stuff. And you got the two rich men and then the woman that they both, I don't know if Anthony loves her or not. You know what I mean? Anthony doesn't love himself because Anthony doesn't know himself. I really believe that, but I think that he does act like he hates her. And maybe he does hate her because he can handle the women that he can pay money for. But he can't handle Amber because that's why he tried to take all her money, right? He's always trying to take all the money to take away control. Because for Anthony, money is control. Money is his G-O-D, his Skitland G-O-D. So he thinks it's everybody's. And since it's not Amber's, maybe that's why he doesn't like Amber. Maybe Anthony is the doggone devil. All right, so anyway, yeah, I love that video, Hemi girl. I was just playing it before I came in here. Nonya, I do not want the writers to mess up Amber and Coco's friendship. And you know, back to that part, we might see a skit, we may, of Coco reaching out to Amber again. But you know what, Angela? If we don't, it's okay. And you know why it's okay? Because Amber, does she need Coco in her business at this point? Does Coco need to be in Amber's business, you guys? Let me know what you think. I mean, I think we all know she really doesn't. Let her go take care of her little weird cousin. But I was disappointed, you know, and she want to go in there with the fish lady. So be it. Go on over there, Coco. Go ahead. And Angela, I get it, but this is Wayne's world. And you know Wayne, right? Noxie, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute, Noxie. It's been a minute. Let's see. Anything Anthony has ever done for Amber was because he did it to make up for something terrible he had done. Absolutely, Trap Star. Absolutely. Even when he gave her that $20,000 to go shopping, and everybody made such a big deal of it. He only gave it to her so she would stop asking about the joint accounts. Because remember, we were complaining that she's not mentioning the joint accounts. And then she started mentioning it. People were outraged. She's a gold digger. No, she's a wife. I mean, I think the thing for me, part of it is that, yeah, hear me, girl, they're cousins. Part of it for me is that I think a lot of people just don't like Amber. The women might not like her because a lot of them that I see, I know are Shayla fans. So they're never going to like Amber. So a lot of them are, because I know, you know, we know their names. And then the guys, this is a woman. How dare a woman do such a thing? How dare Anthony not take accountability, move a woman into the house, and then have another affair? Who needs to take accountability? Who needs a real gut check? Amber needs one, absolutely. But what about Anthony? When we've been screaming, they're whitewashing him, they're whitewashing him. That's exactly what Coco just did. Think about that. She's going to side, probably not like Ernestine and Amber are together. Will she really ever leave Anthony? Because she knows Anthony has problems. She told him he is not healed from whatever he did before he came to the skits. Because when they first got there, remember, Coco said, don't do what you did before to this woman, talking about Amber. Don't do it again, because she had to go get him the last time. Whatever he did before he got to Skitland, whatever we want to call it. So she knows he's got a history of something, right? So for them to take it and change it where her and Amber are not buddies anymore, was I surprised? Yeah. The first skit, that was expected. But the second one, talking about some fish sandwiches, that was pure nonsense. And that was deliberate. Wayne did that deliberately to let us know, no, Coco and Amber are not going to be close anymore. And unless he shows us something tomorrow different, it is what it is. We have to accept it. We do, because that's what it's going to be. And Amber told her right. Now, if Amber really wanted to seal Anthony's coffin with Coco yesterday, how many of you were rooting for Amber to say, did he tell you he had a woman in the bed when I came home? She didn't say that, right? That was deliberate. And again, this is just from a content reviewer perspective, because you have to pay attention like to all these little details, and half the time, I mean, not half the time, but sometime I have to ask you guys, like, this really happened, you know? But so I'm okay if Coco is not close to Amber anymore, especially if Amber is moving on with Dave. Let Coco stay over there with her cousin and keep helping him fix the things that he breaks. Just like when he said something about when he got in trouble, whoever it was taking care of him, I don't know if it was his mom or Coco, said, just leave him alone, you know? So basically he's been doing all of what he wanted all of his life. That we know that doesn't work for people. Trapstar Denisha being in the bed, so I stuck it at the end of the video. I'm gonna move it later. I'll fix it, but I had to like make a separate piece of video. And so I just plopped it on the end of the video because I wanted to get that video out there, because and then some guy was telling me, asking me about, I'm sorry, vowels. You guys, please hit the like button if you haven't already. I need to get my likes up and my views, because I'm pulling all my shorts off. I know. Asking me about vowel renewal. So I have had a vowel renewal, but the thing about it, if you are still married and people do vow renewals for anniversaries, they do it as ceremonial type things. A vow renewal, if you are not divorced, you're already married. It's a ceremony. It's a ceremony. It doesn't change your marriage certificate. Your marriage certificate date is in the Hall of Records or county clerk or wherever it is in your state, city, county. Your marriage certificate doesn't change. It is a ceremony. Because I know when they first did, they were like, well, at the vow renewal, blah, blah, blah. I know, but it's a ceremony. And yeah, you want to start the slate clean and the whole bit, but it's not changing the date of your marriage because you're already married. Now, if you get a divorce like I did in my second divorce, we did a vow renewal within the, the wedding, basically. So, I mean, it was just doing the vows. It was another wedding. And that's a piece that, I mean, if you've never done it and you've never been married, then you're not going to know, right? So I don't fault him for that, the person who said it. But I did explain to him, if you're already married, it's not going to change anything. Then you look at it as a ceremony. Yep, you still have the minister or whoever you have. You still have them. They're still there. But you're already married. So anyway, and a lot of people do it at like their 25th anniversary. We're going to do one, but we're not going to do it until our 30th. And then people do it at their 50th anniversary, things like that. Okay, I'm trying to bring it down from 38 hot, as Nancy B likes to say, 38 hot. Yolanda says this man over on Facebook had the nerve to say Denisha is wife material because she cooks instead of talking business. He said men don't want business women. And it depends on your man. It depends on the man you have. It's like, but you guys know I jumped on here so fast this morning and put this post out. But yeah, that's how a lot of men still think, because they still see women as second-class citizens. But we live in America, and in certain areas, the patriarchy is very strong, and it includes women as well. Yeah, Yolanda, I'm not surprised. It includes women as well. So it depends on the woman. If she wants to give up her career like Lisa did to be a singer, like Amber did to be a perfect wife, that is your choice. If you want to stay married to a man who wants you to just drop your whole life and cater to him only, I mean, what kind of life do you want to live? It's our choice. And I'm not a feminist. My husband would never say anything to me about working. And I have worked 42 years. And I've known my husband since I was 17. He was my first boyfriend. My current husband was my first boyfriend. He would never tell me, I mean, we're not rich, but he'd never say, don't work. But that's what rich people do. I guess you have the option to say yes or no, right? So yeah, Yolanda, I know there's some guys over on Facebook, because I was on there yesterday also, and they are going crazy, but they're mad about Dave. But it's okay for Wayne and Anthony, which is why I put up that short of Wayne and Anthony yesterday, because I had just got off Facebook. So Yolanda, people could see the shock in their faces. And I say Wayne looked more upset than Anthony when he saw Amber with Dave at the party. But, that's up to whoever looks at it, how they see it. But that's exactly why I put that up there, because I had just come off Facebook seeing that nonsense. I'm not going backwards. And, I mean, if my husband told me, well, you can do this and you can do that, do you guys think we'd be married? Nope. Because I am a human being, and I do what the heck I want to do. If I wanted to be a housewife, I'd go crazy, because I need to work. I can't sit and do nothing. Stop attacking this woman. And again, I don't care if her name was Sally Sue. It doesn't have to be Amber. Amber does no wrong, calling her Saint Amber. That's not what Team Amber means. Amber is quirky. She does dumb things. We know that. She's human. She makes mistakes. And they think we don't call her out. I call her out. I think we all do. Trapstar says that's exactly what they did. They twisted Coco's character yesterday. She didn't even look comfortable playing the role. And you know what? Coco is extremely spiritual, just like Amber. And I don't see how they do the roles, but it's a job. It's like Amber said in her live. Some guy asked her, how can she live? And I was watching the live. How can she live with herself playing that part? And something else. And Amber said, well, what do you do for a living? I mean, Amber clapped back. right? And she had every right to. People have to work. And if that's her job and she's well over $40 million and that's what she wants to do, that's her choice. But she clapped back at that guy and he didn't make another comment while I was watching. Yep, they did twist it. And if I were Amber, I actually wanted Amber to tell Coco what Anthony did, but she didn't. And that was by design that she didn't tell Coco. I do believe, in my personal belief. Willie, good morning. Good morning. How are you, Willie Walker? Angela, Yolanda, that is a stupid man. So what if something happens to the man? What will the woman do? Or, and Angela, take it a step further. What about all these women that are housewives who don't have a rainy day fund, and that man decides, I'm going to marry my secretary or whoever, and he packs up, he walks off, and he leaves the woman and the kids? They do it all the time. And then these women are stuck with the babies and all the duties of the dad, the husband. They're just stuck. So have your own bag. Have your own money somewhere. I don't care if you got to put it in a canning jar. Put it under your mattress like my grandma used to do. Man, she used to put money under her mattress big time, because you never know if you're going to end up alone or not in this country. Let's see. Trapstar said they use Coco to say what Anthony is doing is right. A day after Dave's family said what Amber was doing was wrong. And Trapstar, I did comment on yours. I think I probably just said yes or something. But yeah, that's exactly what because Wayne wants to twist this. I can't tell, and it's not my business what his beliefs are. You know, I don't know, but I do know what we see in this writing. And I mean, I'm not going to stop covering it, but you're absolutely right. Amber, you're wrong, but Coco, it's okay. I'm coming in here for another fish sandwich with your new woman that's living in Amber's house. Amber can't go home. What's she going to do? Yeah, she can call the police and all this kind of stuff. Why is Anthony doing it? And like I said before, when Anthony first went with the whole Rolanda thing, he could have divorced Amber then, but he didn't. He went home. He could have divorced Amber when he got back to the house and hid his money, but he didn't. Why can't you tell Anthony to file? Because Anthony's going to lose money, and the men don't want Anthony to lose money. They don't care about Amber. And then turned around and made Coco flip also. And she up in there. Now we know Coco knows better than that woman being in that house acting like she's queen of that household. But yeah, that's what they did. And I know it probably did not sit well with Coco. Just like, where's Pastor Chris? Did he quit the skits because he couldn't take it? Like Shayla even said, she writes scripture and stuff every day. Okay, that's great. We know that Ernestine, Amber, Brittany, who's a reverend, we know that they're all spiritually based. So to have to do this job, I'm sure it's quite hard. To have to be this intimate or this close to Dave. Are we going to have a wedding on Skitland? In Skitland? Is that Dave's? Is Dave her real fiance? Himmy girl, you mentioned it this morning. I know that was you. I remember. Is that who that is? Why is Amber going to Charlotte? Why was and this is just based on, I'm pretty sure what Himmy girl told me. Why the mom and the sister were seen in the hotel and people were asking questions about the skit. Yeah, it was Himmy girl that told me. So why is Amber in Charlotte with, even though she's coming on her own, why is she in Charlotte with them? What's going on? Come on, Am Bam, but it's her secret to tell. and they wanted us to think it was Ray at first. Ray is her camera guy, but I think Ray is too young for Amber. When you hear him talk in the background, he's not a Dave. Dave fits Amber, the Amber that we see. But is what Amber doing right? No. But what about Anthony? Stop whitewashing him. I'm fed up, and these doggone. Well, what's wrong with what Anthony is doing? Really? Oh, or is it just for clickbait? Is it just clickbait? The more adversity, the more money you make. I mean, and that's fine. That's their job. That's okay if that's what they want to do. But don't dare come for a person who disagrees with you. That's not how we get down. At least I don't. Boy, we got Skitlana over there. She mad. Woo, she hot about the dog, about Denisha and Anthony. I mean, I haven't really chatted with her, but if she comes in, somebody, would you let me know? Because she might come on. And then I got this lady talking about the Bible, and I know that I think it's 10 or 12 books in the Bible that talk about if the husband commits adultery, it's okay for the wife to file for a divorce. But the lady that put that in my comments, I asked her, where's that part? Because you're deliberately picking and choosing what you want to put in. Who made you judge and savior? If you want to stay in that kind of marriage, so be it. That's your business. But don't dare try to thump somebody upside the head with a Bible because you've got 2 books. One is Matthew and one is Samuel. There are 10 more. Go find the other ones. Quote those. Think what you want to think, but don't come to me like you have no dirt. Please don't do that. Not you guys. Don't do that. Yeah, you want to pick and choose what you want because it fits your narrative. Oh, okay. Whoo, child. But I knew this day was going to come. Do I care? No. As long as they don't come for you guys, I don't care. Okay. I just left her post out there, but I did ask her, where's the rest? You want to come with 2 books? Yeah, I see you. Where's John? Where's Luke? It's in there too. Wayne is trying to convince people to think a man having multiple women is right. Anything the man does should be accepted. And remember what Amon told Shayla? That it should be okay for him to have multiple women. Wayne wants to take us back to what? I don't know, the 1500s somewhere, I guess. I mean, and that's the thing about powerful people is that they can change the destination of a free nation. They can. Let's keep our eyes on what we know is real. Don't let it let it put a permanent impression. And I'm just talking. I'm not talking about you guys, or I'm just speaking. Because I see people who have changed their mind about the way they used to think. You gotta remember, I've been a moderator for 4 people. And then before YouTube, I was a moderator for this station, for a podcast, whose name I saw on a certain person's page yesterday. And I used to moderate in the background for this other podcast. And I saw it on somebody's page. You still watching what I do? Do you, boo? Let's see. Yeah, Wayne is trying to convince people of that. And with new generations coming up, and they're not in the Bible, I mean, they're not being taught. You don't have to live out of the Bible like, in the old days, yeah, they did, but things change all the time. But the word is the word. Okay? If you want to do something, check with your city, your locality, your city, your county, your state, and see what you can do and not do. Denisha being in that house would cost Anthony a mint. And I did look it up. I think I mentioned it. I did look it up in different places. What happens when your spouse is uncomfortable? And somebody told me, well, it's okay if that's well, it's okay if everybody agrees, but it's not the law of America that you have to accept this. Unless you live somewhere in Utah in the provinces where they, that's their accepted norm. But, and I went, what? No. Americans, we really do have a way of life. We do have structure. We have laws. So that foolishness about, oh yeah, it's okay. No, it's not okay. Not if that woman doesn't want it to be okay. Do you think Amber wants to live there with Denisha? That's not the way it works. Oh, Anthony wants to have his girlfriend live there. What if Amber wanted to have Dave live in the mansion with her and Anthony? How about that? How about that, guys? How would that go over with the men? Think about it, because that's exactly what they're saying. And that person who said it. But what if it was reversed and it was Amber with a man in the house and Anthony still lived there? Then what? Okay. I'd be saying, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find my spot and get my glasses so I can see. Let's see. Baby girl says, no one can. Anthony, I dislike that character, Anthony. I don't like him. I don't bash him, but I don't like him. I can't stand him. I still don't like Shayla. I still don't like Angelina. Shayla and Angelina drove Shayla through that marriage like a train, and Anthony jumped on board. Hit the like button, please, if you're just coming in, or not, but I'd appreciate it if you did hit the like button. It doesn't hurt, whether you support me or not. But I just state facts from being a Black woman in America, a married one, a divorced one, a mom, a sister, an auntie, a cousin, right? I know how this land works. I'm old enough to know. I'm not a baby. I'm nobody's youngster. And I am married. And I love my husband to death, but he would never pull this kind of nonsense. This is okay. It is not okay. And like I tell my kids, don't ever try to do stuff like that. I actually like it overall, but now this stuff is getting kind of heavy. So what's going to happen? Is Wayne going to let them get divorced? Because I think that's who Amber's marrying. But that's just me thinking. I think Dave is her dude. And maybe they're going to have a wedding. Maybe he is going to split the storyline, even though he said he's not. Who knows? And then we got Shay over there in the background getting ready to come throw in some mess, her and Charity and Melissa. So, I mean, that's why I say buckle up, buttercups, because it's coming. It's going to be the rest of the summer, going into the fall and winter. Yeah, buckle up. So we have to try, not to get in our feelings. And I can say that easily, but y'all know I be in my feelings. I sure do. Trapstar, when I saw Coco eating that food like she was starving, I decided I wasn't watching them take away one of the two people Amber could fully depend on. And they did it on purpose. So they can once again leave Amber out there like a woman roaming the earth all alone. That's what Wayne is doing. He's isolating her again from other people. What is that thought? Where does that come from? Why is he doing that? Is he going to make it where Amber pushes through? Is that what this is about? What's it about, Wayne? What's it about? Why are you isolating this woman from everything and everybody? Who's next, Ernestine? I'm not trying to give him anything for the storylines, but let's keep it 100. You took Coco away. Who's next? Okay, let's see. Hemi Girl says I think Coco will be Anthony's spy. I thought about that. So he can get the tea on what's happening in Amber's life after the divorce. Amber won't tell Shayla stuff, but she'll tell Coco. And Hemi Girl, that's why I said she didn't tell Coco anything about Denisha being in that bed when she went home. Because I was like, I wonder why Amber didn't tell Coco. But then I said, why would she? She's not trying. And Dave did say, keep people out of our circle. I mean, he didn't say it like that. But when you do go into a marriage, it is you and your husband. You are one. At least you're supposed, not one, but you try. You're a team. You raise your kids together. One always has more of one thing than the other. That's marriage, and marriage is hard. Even with the best people, marriage is still, because you're living with another person. Did I like being single? Absolutely. Do I love my husband? No doubt. But I don't have a kooky husband either, so thank goodness for that. Yeah, I think to be a spy. But hopefully, I know, Juanita, I saw that when I was getting ready to come in for the chat, that Angelina is on one. Yeah, that was you, Hemi Girl. And then for Angelina, her audacity is her audacity for me. Like, the baby mama outweighs the wife. No, she doesn't. She's a side chick that had a baby. She was a mistress that had a baby. Anthony has a wife still to this day. No matter what they're doing, they're both cheating. They're both wrong. But who started this train wreck? Shayla. Did Anthony jump on board? Absolutely, and more than willing. And then we got Angelina running around talking about, well, Kanye's your legacy. Lady, and she said the ink's not dry on the divorce yet. So that's another clue. Is he going to sign the papers eventually? Maybe Denisha will ask him, when are you going to sign the papers? Do something worthwhile, Denisha, besides cook fish. You laying up in another woman's house. How does that make you feel? How would you feel would you guys do that? Just move in, spend the night with him and say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. And like this one guy said, what sister do you know put up with that? Some guy in the chat, he was like, what kind of fool? He said, what kind of foolishness is this? I'm some guy. I never, I don't know half these people that make comments now. And good morning, Juanita Cringe. Welcome in. Trapstar says some days it looks like it will be Dave and Amber and Anthony and Denisha. And I hope that they do give us a storyline split. This marriage is old, it's raggedy, it's over. Unless Skitland God steps in, this marriage is done. If we leave it to the people in the skits, it's a wrap. Is Dave a godsend? He could be. We don't know who the Lord sends into our lives to fix it. Is Dave perfect for Amber? He appears to be. He's got his quirks, his mom, his sister, and families are that way. But like he said, he's not worried about his mom. He's not worried about his sister. But look how much Dave prays, right? Every time we see Dave in the morning, he's outside in prayer. And what do you want to bet that he is praying about what he is doing with Amber? That man is out there praying. And I believe that. It's a skit. Dave's not out there praying at the crack of dawn for no reason. Dave is praying for forgiveness. And that I do believe, skit wise. I believe that. That's why he's always praying, because he knows what he's doing is wrong. He knows it. But he said, I'm not letting you go. Let's see. And they can see each other in passing. It would be great to have a split storyline. I was on TikTok Live, on TT Live, and someone saw his family at the hotel she works at. So, and we know he's not, I'm sorry, my eyes water, everybody. So if I have to wipe them, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I guess I better get this cataract out. But anyway, Hemi Girl says, oh, you were on TikTok Live? Oh, on a TikTok Live. Okay. And they're both pastor kids. Trap Star says Anthony should marry Denisha. That would be great karma for Shayla and Angelina. And it would be, and you know what else, Trap Star? It would be for Anthony too. Because Denisha is she's setting her prey. Anthony is her prey. People think, oh, Denisha's so nice. People don't remember who Denisha is. They don't even know who she is or when she came into the skits with Momo and Melissa and whoever that third cousin was that we only saw 3 times. When she used to dance, but she'd be sitting at the table like a madam, telling them, don't do that, do this and that, whatever. So, yeah, that would be great karma for them. And so would them catching Delicia with Amon. Now, Delicia and Amon date in real life. So I think that's where the storyline was supposed to go. But Amon has daughters, right? So he better be careful, because Tayana ain't playing about her baby girls, I'm sure. Please hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button already. Please, please, please. Tayana is not playing about her girls. So maybe they had to change the storyline, because Delicia and Amon date in real life. And that's why they were at Staples Center in LA at the game, because he does work for ESPN, and he was covering the game, as you guys know, all the games. Okay, that would be great karma for Shayla and Angelina. Angela says Dave's mama was being a woman, a wife, a pastor. That was great message from Dave's mom. She's a real woman and a mother. And like Hemi Girl said, that's his real mother and that's his real sister. And I will take Hemi Girl on her word any day, because I know my sister knows what she's talking about. Hemi Girl is tough, and she speaks facts. She ain't gonna talk if she don't know. Trust me. I used to be like, if I say something to her, is she gonna answer me? When I was a moderator, I'd be like, is Hemi Girl gonna answer me? But she always did. She always did. I have mad respect for a lot of people that follow me. I do. Juanita said, I'm glad Amber didn't say too much to Coco. Yeah, Juanita, afterwards I thought, it's a good thing, Juanita, that she didn't. Keep your mouth closed, Amber. Because she didn't know about the fish sandwiches. You know about the fish. Hello, Marion, welcome in. I mean, we know the symbol and the whole bit. But was there a message in there? Can anybody tell me, was there a message in the fact that she was cooking fish yesterday? Is there a message there? I was trying to think of one. Hi, Steffi Martin, you're here. Welcome in, girlfriend. You're back. Are you going to come up with me? Stephanie does come up. A lot of you may know from Wind Down. Stephanie Martin, I know from O'Neill TV also. And she's been co-hosting with me, because sometimes it's good to have another person. And Stephanie is fun. She's nice. She makes you laugh. She's got this accent from Louisiana. I mean, she's just real. She's good people. So I'm gonna please do. I did call you this morning or texted you, I guess, because I think you texted me and I was making a video, so I didn't answer. But that's why I didn't answer. I was making that video, trying to hurry up. Um, Alexis says Denisha has met T. Yeah, what happened? She met T from the website. I saw her talking to her. I don't know what happened with that, but there were, I think, what, two skits, Alexis. And Trapstar says they were sick yesterday when Amber came home to the Roses and Dave, and the song playing said they're staying together. And I can't use Country Wayne's music. So if there's music in the background, I have to replace it with my own, which is why. Oh, Marion, he is the older of the siblings. Okay. And we know mamas. I mean, I'm a mama. I have one boy and two girls. So, you know, I mean, you love your kids and you want the best for them, but you got to let them live their own life. You can guide them just like you do their entire life, but at the end of the day, it's their life. We don't play with me, you know. And maybe too cuz I'm old school, but our kids, our children, they need to learn because people like the person who writes these skits, they're going to have our kids all twisted. We already lost 2 generations to drugs, right? So now we're going to lose them to stuff like this or stuff they see on the internet. There are a lot of podcasts about being a gold digger out there now. So what kind of influence does that have on our children? So if you have children, I mean, we might want to pay attention, you know, if they're still children. Angela says, did you see how Anthony never defends Denisha when Angelina was calling her all sorts of names, but he has so much mouth in front of Denisha. Yeah, I did notice that. Charity name is Charity Foster. Thank you, Marion. Hey, Trapstar. And that's fine if you don't. I get it because you're probably tired. Stephanie's been putting on shows this weekend because she has a band called New Direction. So if you don't know or if you've never seen her, please take a look. You can just go on Facebook or and IG. It's called New Direction Rhythm and Blues Band. And Stephanie is the singer, and she goes by Steffi Troy. But the band is New Direction Rhythm and Blues. And please take a look at it. I love Stephanie. I think she's awesome, and I think you guys know, you've seen her. I don't want Coco meeting Dave. Nope. Stay over there with Anthony. Coco never told Amber what Anthony did in the past. Exactly. She never told her what Anthony did. And I kept wondering, why won't Coco just come out and tell her what Anthony did? So she kept it a secret, Trapstar? Yeah, she did. She never came out and said it. But I think yesterday was a piece. And that's why I made that short. Because I did 3 shorts yesterday and I got to delete them. But yeah, she never did tell Amber exactly what he did. She just said yesterday, you know, he's broken and he needs to get fixed. Yeah, he's broken, all right. He's a nightmare. I don't want Coco meeting Dave. Stay over there with Anthony. Coco never told Amber what Anthony did in the past to the Black women. She withheld that. Amber needs to cut her loose. I agree. Because she's going to stick by Anthony, and that's pretty apparent. And High Hope is what Juanita says. Marion says Dave is a digit creator. For real, he's a digital creator. That might be why he's on the skits to connect with Country Wayne. I also think that is why Dave and Amber skits always have music. And if you don't know, like Amber's Amber's style of production, of producing, you can tell her stuff is different from Wayne's. Because Wayne to Amber's writing, you can tell the difference. And like the walk on the pier they did when he said, "This is our circle," that looked like Amber. And even DJ Alex's house with the pretty colors in the bedrooms. Hi, Miss T. Welcome in. Miss T, where you saying no to, girl? Angela Atkinson, Marion. So Charity and Dave are different fathers. We don't know all that, Angela. Miss T, what do you mean no? No what, babe? What are you talking about, sis? What are you talking about? And Denise says no. Did I ask something and forgot what I asked? You know me, I get to talking and it's like, whoo. No, Coco needs to be cut loose. She's Anthony's cousin / mom. Yeah, I agree. Let it go. I know Charity, that's Charity's married name. Oh, thanks, Marion. Angela, there you go. There's your answer. And Steffi says, everybody, please hit the like button. Please do. Please, please, please. Amber needs to keep her out of her business. Like my sister says, keep people out of your hula hoop. That's something you let in your hula hoop. Like Dave said, in your circle. I say in your bubble. Because we don't have a lot of people in our bubble. Me and my husband, we know better. Because people do things. People you don't even expect. They want what you have. Or they don't like what you have. And then Trapstar says, how childish was that skit? A grown woman overlooking Anthony is wrong having Denisha in the marital home for a fish sandwich. I was surprised Coco went in there. But I know she wanted to be nosy, so the first skit didn't bother me. But the one after that, when I first heard it, I listen, right? I'm like all ears on every syllable. But when I heard what Coco said, I was like, oh, please. It's because you could tell that's what he was doing. Miss T says, Amber and Anthony never made a good couple. They didn't. They're not even yoked. They're equally yoked. They're not yoked at all. And that I can see Wayne writing it that way so he would have a storyline, right? So you got these people that are mixed match. They don't fit each other. And that's what he did. But he wants to make it, and then Wayne is the town meddler. He likes to meddle in everybody's life. If you think about it, he's got some kind of fingerprint on everybody's life in the skits. And he's the troublemaker, and he probably made himself that way to be the troublemaker. I don't watch any of the skits. Me either, baby girl. I have to ask the chat, like, what happened? I refuse to watch because when I first saw Denisha in that house, I got like ill feeling. I'm a wife. You let me walk in there and see a woman in my house. What? You don't get you take him with you. Get out of here. Get. Okay. Marion says, Dave is the older sibling. I believe when they introduce his daughter, it will be his real daughter who does, by the way, play basketball. Mm-hmm. And remember when Melissa was looking in her phone and it was Magnolia and somebody else, maybe you, Trapstar, but you guys said you found his dad on YouTube and on Facebook. Dave was in Melissa's phone and his uniform he had on a basketball uniform and he was shooting hoops. And he did play for the Supersonics. And he's retired from basketball because that was the Supersonics. Supersonics is because it's black with pinstripes. Mm-hmm. And let's see what else. Hi, Nancy. And then they also tried to use Coco to whitewash Denisha. Yeah. When I saw that girl, I just was like, I'm cool. I don't even need to see it or hear it because I can't look at that girl in that house. And I can't. It just does not sit well in my spirit. because we know it's wrong. And for people who think it's okay, you might want to check yourself and check your character code. Check your character temperature, because that's not okay. That's how people get hurt, by doing stuff like what Anthony is doing. And I think maybe it is a good thing that Amber not go over there. Stand there with Dave. I don't like that. Go get an apartment. Tell you, she could tell Constance she needs an apartment because her condo has somebody in it. And unless she wants to break the lease, she still has her condo. Go get an apartment. You don't need to live with Dave. You guys need to be apart so you can breathe. Right? I mean, honestly, especially if you're in a divorce situation, don't live over there. Just go ahead, Amber. Hi, Annie. Welcome in, girl. Nice to see you in the comments. Let Amber get an apartment. She ain't gonna never be there. She's gonna be at Dave's anyway. But on the record, she has not moved out of the house, which she cannot do, or she'll definitely lose. And she knows that. Living with Dave can cause her to lose. So why not have Amber tell the attorney what's going on and tell the attorney you need to get an apartment and then go ahead and be with Dave. But she needs to don't move her stuff out of the marital home because the courts will frown on it. Even though we know she don't need to be in there and Denise is there. What woman wants to do that? So Constance needs to have a real talk with Amber. And I'm sick of that woman. Now I'm starting to ask, what is she doing? And Amber, you need to open your mouth and talk. Talk. Tell your attorney what's going on so she can help you and not blow your bag. And also, the one thing I learned from my first divorce, don't talk to the man you're getting a divorce from. I don't care if you are in the same house. You can be cordial and just go on about your merry way. But talk to your divorce attorney. Don't talk to your spouse if you don't have to and you're divorcing them, because it's one person usually wants the divorce and the other doesn't. And what's going to happen? Just what we saw with Anthony and Amber. So they will tell you, don't talk to them. Let the lawyers talk for you. That's why you hire these people, to do their job. And then the 50-50, I also put that in the video. In equitable states like California, Georgia, New York, the equitable state, the 50-50, like Brittany told her, go for all of it. You can go for all of it. The judge's not going to give you all of it, but it's a negotiating tactic. So all these people having a heart attack because she's asking for 50%. It's a negotiating starting point. That's what it is. It's 50-50 because it's an equitable state that SKIT land is located in. It's a starting point for negotiations. It's not necessarily a hardcore, because she could go in there and ask for 50%. And then, like Anthony's attorney told her the first time, because of Kai and Shayla, she can get about 80% of your assets. Now he's got Denisha, affair number 2. She could ask for somebody was funny. They said, with all the stuff he's doing, she might get 90%, because Anthony is he's hurting his own self. But Amber needs to keep her head on a swivel and make sure that her stuff is clean. We don't want some Amber foolishness. Am Bam, you hear me talking to you, girl? We don't want Amber to lose. She's been through hell with this man. Hasn't she? So don't step on your own feet, Amber. Get out of your own way and stop talking to Anthony. You don't need to call him. Leave that man alone. He over there now, he's probably happy that he thinks she's worried about what he's doing. I understand her wanting to say, stop telling people about my business, our business. Do you think Anthony's going to do something because Amber demanded it? No. I mean, it's good that she put that bug in his ear. Yeah. To let him know, I know what you just did, but please don't start calling. And if they write it that way, trap star, I'm going to be ticked. There's no reason other than to say, I'm coming to get some stuff or whatever. She don't even have to do it then. That's her house. And Denisha needs to take a seat when that wife goes to her own house. And like Amber said, don't get in her clothes. Don't get in her makeup. Go sit in the backyard. Go in the guest house. Up in that woman's house like that. And I don't care if Anthony's name is on the deed that is a marital property. Somebody help me shout it to the moon. Because these people, oh, well, the title is in his name, the deed. Guess you've not been married before. Because the court don't care. Unless there's a prenup, and we know there is no prenup. It's a marital property. Both spouses live there. He can't change the locks, and neither can she. Coco enjoyed that fish sandwich, bragging to Amber about it. I heard that. It was sickening. A male reviewer says men are supposed to behave like Anthony because they made like that. Girl, please. And see that, Angela, that's the kind of stuff that they are teaching these youngsters. Think about who's listening to these messages. It's not us who already know the way the world works where we are. These children are listening. And they're going to grow up thinking that social media is the way of the world, just like people don't ask for phone numbers anymore. They ask for your IG account. Okay. Things change. But children listen, and children learn behaviors. And if we don't teach them the right behavior, they're going to listen to all the outside noise, and they're going to think that that's what they are supposed to do. Right? I mean, what else do they have to go on? Yolanda says, Trapstar, yes, she does need to separate herself from Coco because that's Anthony's family. It appears that regardless of the wrong he does, she's his cousin and she'll stand with him. Yes. And she's not much older than he is. So when they were growing up, she couldn't have been much older than Anthony. They had Angelina check Anthony today because Coco didn't do it yesterday. Hi, Santia. Welcome in, baby girl. How are you? How are you doing, Santia? You guys want to put a bunch of clown faces? That's fine with me. Wayne is on Anthony and Shayla's side also. Well, you know, Wayne thought he was going to be able to snake his way back into Amber. Remember when he asked her on the walking trail at his house, who are you dating, Amber? And Amber wouldn't tell him. So Wayne told Amber he's putting himself on the podcast and he's going to ask questions. And when he asks her, she has to tell the truth. Wayne can't leave Amber alone for anything. He just can't do it. That man in the skits is in love with Amber. He may not want to admit it, or Amber is just the one that got away. Wayne is Wayne. We know he ain't worth nothing in the skits. And then I think Coco, Annie says, I think Coco will tell Amber about the meal to her because he told her she wants 50%. Coco need to mind her own business. We saw how she walked away. I mean, she wasn't wrong for walking away from Diesel because at the time she had health issues in her real life. So, but, okay. Then Trapstar says, Wayne did that on purpose because that's right. Because the fans are asking for Coco. Trapstar, that's the same thing he did with the DNA test. Remember when he threw that DNA test out there, because we wouldn't let up. We were relentless about Kai's DNA. So he throws out a DNA test full of errors. In other words, here you go, fan base. Now stop talking. Stop asking for a DNA test. Amber asked to have it sent to the house. They sent it to the email. That was Wayne's way of telling us to shut up. And just like Trapstar just said, and you guys already know, Wayne did that on purpose because fans have been talking about the wrath Coco told him about last year. The fans wanted the wrath. Coco came in to say, it's okay. It's not okay. Trapstar, that's exactly why they brought Coco. The same as they did with the DNA test last year. Same thing. In other words, you wanted it, here you go. They gave us a raggedy test full of errors. The technician's name didn't match this name, and it was just a hot mess. And now he just did the same thing with Coco. In other words, fan base, hush. We ain't gonna hush. You make money off us. That's why you're almost a billionaire. Angelina checked him, said nothing. He's PUNK. And Anthony is a little princess because he could answer only when Denisha is there. Anthony has a mouth. That's right, Trapstar. Nancy B says Anthony checked Shayla about cheating on Arby. She did. To Rosalind, welcome in, girl. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining my chat. I'm on, like Nancy says, I'm 58. What do you call it, Nancy? 38 hot today? I am. And if anybody didn't see the video of that I put out, the short of Dave and Amber and the roses, please take a look at it. I'm going to leave it up for a week. And then I'm gonna take it down because it's getting a lot of views. And then when I do take it down, my view count is gonna go down. So when it's like, whoa, big hit. And I miss the music so much on my shorts. I miss it so much. But that's a double ding, and you don't know it till you know it. Because when you learn to be a creator or a reviewer, you got to learn pretty much on your own. I mean, people might be able to direct you on certain things, but at the end of the day, they've got brand new rules and regs. So for me, buckle up, Buttercup, but I'm glad that I didn't do it when I had my page when I first brought it up, because I would have had to change it. And I wouldn't have known that I had to change it. This way, I think it was a blessing because this gave me time to figure out, is there anything on my page I need to change? And there are videos out there. There are lives. I love our lives. I'm not great with videos because I get nervous. But just bear with them, please, and just, watch them, like them, whatever, if you don't mind. And they're short. I mean, they're like 10, 15 minutes long. I mean, I do say good stuff. I just get nervous. Please hit the like button. Thank you, Angela. Amber has already taken accountability over and over and over. She's not happy about the situation. She signed the papers and told him it was over, but Anthony is holding her freedom by not signing the papers. And that's true. And the other thing I will add to that, and somebody did post a chronicle, because people know how to figure out the dates. We know how to get the film dates. The one thing I will say, because the young lady left it off, people are saying she didn't ask for a divorce until she met Dave. No, her first time asking for a divorce was in January. And again, she had on that burgundy leather suit, and Danielle had told her Anthony is hiding his money. That's the first time she asked. She asked 4 times, and then the 5th time she knew Dave. And then she filed, I think, 2 or 3 days later. So, of course, there was that big deal about that man back in January. She met Dave in March. Asking him for a divorce had nothing to do with Dave because she didn't know Dave. Hello? Biggest hypocrite is Danielle. Yep. Well, Melissa too. Because Melissa, I got issues with Melissa and Danielle. But they got issues too. Amber has, yes, she did trap star like so many times. And then bailed him out of bankruptcy and all this. And he said, you never did anything. Now, whether he's a narcissist or not at this point, I could care less. Give Amber a divorce and move on with your own life, dude. You understand? But if you think about it this way, if this is supposed to be the wrath coming for him, right? He's lost his wife so far that we know. He lost his wife. Now, what about Kai? Is he going to lose Kai? Because I've always said he'll lose Amber, he'll lose Kai, and then somebody's going to get him for his money. So Amber's gone. Now, what about Kai? And for people who don't know my stance on Kai, in order for Kai to be a 9-month-old baby born on September 1st, Shayla had to be pregnant in November, December. Shayla got in that bed in January after the Bar 44 party. You can move the dates 2 weeks, whichever way you want. But at the end of the day, if he had got conceived in January, and I don't even think anything happened that first night. If he was conceived in January, that baby would have been 7 months plus some days. So whose baby is it? Who's the man she was with when she was still living with Arby and she came home late that night? That wasn't Anthony yet. So who was the man she was with? Who's that guy? Who was that? That's the other piece that's out there. Because she was with somebody. And I believe that Jasmine's test, probably, it didn't look like Jasmine messed with that test. She was very, very transparent with the testing. But who was the guy she was with when she lived with Arby and he went off about her going home or coming home late? That's probably the baby daddy. Diamond says, I don't think Amber has any friends except Ernestine. I know. And I'm not going to speak Amanda into the picture because Amanda hasn't even been over there to see Amber. Who cares about Amanda at this point? Amanda is doing whatever Amanda does. So I'm not speaking her into any part of this. If they're not, I think they brought Amanda back because Wayne probably wants to know. It wants to see if we say, well, where's Amanda? How come Amanda doesn't go see her sister? Leave Amanda where she is. Who cares? She ain't seen her sister in months. Why have her go see her now? Let her stay over there and do whatever she's doing, probably with Robert, right? Diamond says, Annie, I would like to see that too, to be a real power couple. Nancy says, Yolanda. And Trapstar says, Anthony doesn't want to sign the papers no matter what. Exactly. Amber can say, I just want to walk away. He's still not going to want to sign the papers. The judge is going to have to force this divorce. Hi, Tina. Welcome in, darling. The judge can force this divorce. Constance, Amber's attorney, get off your behind and get that divorce started. Get it going. Because we ain't going to sit here and be quiet about you. Now, they already don't like you because of the Ernestine and Jay. But Ernestine and Jay weren't rich. This woman claims she knows how to deal with men like Anthony. We haven't seen anything yet, except a bunch of this. All talk and no action. Like Dave said, action without words And like I say, ain't ish. If you ain't walking the walk, you just talking the talk, what good are you doing me? Right? None. So let's go, Constance, get the divorce on the road so these people, Anthony and Amber, can move on with their lives. Straight line along. If you're going to split it. And stop playing in our face. We pay these people. If we don't click, they don't get paid. We know most of them are millionaires. We know Amber is. We know Wayne is. Hi, Angela. Welcome in. Stephanie, if you want me to send you a link. Oh, you just woke up this morning. Are you tired? I bet you are. I hope you had good shows. I did see you on Facebook. And everybody's saying hello again. I'm going to skip those, okay? And yes, thank you for joining the live. We appreciate you. I really appreciate you. These people want women to be second and third class citizens, and we ain't going back. Santiago, welcome. Welcome in, Santiago. That's one I call Santia. Yes. And I was just typing that, Nonya. Oh, okay. Yeah, they do. We ain't going back. Anthony's scared of Angelina still. And Angelina, what did she say about Amber's? I thought I heard her say something, but I was away from my phone because she still doesn't respect the fact that Amber is Anthony's wife. But she did say the ink is not dry yet. Wayne mentioned court a couple of days ago, like 3 days ago, talking to Anthony on the phone. Are we going to get something on the court date, docket, mediation, negotiation, anything? How long is this supposed to take? Come on, Wayne. We tired. Let's see. Did she say something? Yeah, Lisa's about to spill the beans. Good. And then Darren's going to dump her because Danielle's going to hold it over her head. I mean, not Danielle. What's her name? Dom. Santia, Anthony's little princess. Some women also think, yes, there are the women who support the patriarchy. They need to be second-class citizens to have a man. Good luck with that. It's a new day. And it's been a new day. It's like we fight. And you know what? So did our ancestors. They fought for our rights as Black Americans. Women have been fighting for their rights. We didn't even get to vote until the 1960s. Women, when the other women got the vote in the late 1800s. We didn't. Think about that. And now you got these men running around here talking about they empower. Empower what? Messing up the world? Really? And y'all want us to trust you? Give me a break. Pushing forward with T. Nancy, do you think Lisa will sacrifice her marriage to tell on Mike? And then Santia says, yes, Trapstar. The writers are wrong for trying to keep the Daltons together. Yeah, let them people apart. Couples have to survive. Most everyday people need both husband and wife to work to support the household financially. And let me tell you, I had a daughter. If you got to take care of your kids, you got to take care of your kids. If you are single, you don't have to have a man that can walk off and leave you or marry somebody. And then you stay home and be Betty Homemaker. And he calls you on the phone. Hey, honey, I'm not coming home today. I'll never come back. Well, what am I going to do? I don't have any money. You figure it out. Okay? So be second-class citizen if y'all want to. Yeah. That part. Nancy, what can Angelina do? Nancy, what can Angelina do to Anthony? You remember when Anthony went back to Amber, she said she was giving him the smoke and there was no smoke and he didn't have any smoke either. So they're both full of hot air. Neither one of them had smoke. Diamond says Angelina just wants everyone to be scared of her mouth, right? Except for Sincerely, because she whoops Sincerely's butt. Remember when I posted that video? That thing went 1,000,000 and something, million two, 1,002,000, something like that. And then I pulled it because I knew I'm going to lose those. I can't use them in my because they released that video on accident. Yeah, that was an accident. I just happened to be awake and I saw it, and then I just got it real quick, and that's why nobody else had that video. Yolanda says, Trapstar, that's where Anthony won't, because if Amber gave up everything, including her new car, but she doesn't have to give up her car, Yolanda, the lawyer already told her. She has Dave. She can go home to her dad. Neither man is broke. Answer will be fine. But she doesn't have to give up her car. That's the only thing, Yolanda. She did tell her lawyer. And the lawyer, and actually my lawyer told me the same thing, even though it didn't really matter. They like give you a list of things, you know. You need to have a car. Does he have a car? If he has a car, you get a car. And Amber did ask, well, my car was basically expensive. Is that okay? And she said, yeah. So we don't know what money Amber used, if she got it out of the joint accounts, if she got it out of her restaurant monies, or if she got it out of the sale of her house. They didn't tell us where, and they do that on purpose because that leaves them room to get in there and write more into the storyline. So they have wiggle room, basically, is what they have. So that's why some of these questions still aren't answered. So where did Amber get the money? She had a lot of places, a few opportunities, a few bags to get the money from to buy her car. And then we don't even know if she paid cash or not. Or does she have car notes? She probably paid cash. Someone said everything that Dave does for Amber, she's thinking of Anthony doing that. You know Anthony not going to do that? They're going to say anything, Marion. You guys, and this is not because I think you don't have good brains, because you all do, and I know you do. But when these people say this nonsense, you already know what's right and what's wrong, what's fair, what's not. Just don't let them get in your head. Like me, I let them get to my blood pressure last year. That was my bad. I own it. I mean, because they got to me. Anthony Annie says Anthony thought he could have control of Amber, but when he realized he could not do it anymore, that's when he started to treat her like nobody. And Annie, you are absolutely correct. And that wasn't too long after he came back. And remember, she was reading the Bible, and he was like, teach me, or read the story to me. Like Amon said to Shayla, read it to me. What's wrong with your hands? You scared the Bible might burn them? The Bible might burn your fingers? Is that the problem? He did the same thing Amon did. Read it to me. You read it. Maybe it'll get into your spirit if you read it and understand what you're reading. Go to Sunday school, heck. Wayne is more upset than Anthony. Yeah, everyone said it. Anthony was just mad because he lost control of Amber. It wasn't hurt or love. Absolutely, Trapstar. And again, that's why I put that. That's why I went and got the video and made a new short. Thank you, Stephanie. Please hit the like button and come on in if you want to. EP93, welcome in. Both Anthony and Wayne are upset because they thought Amber was dating a broke man. That's right. What they call him? Some kind of sponsor or something. First they said a cook, and then Anthony made the comment about the YN with the expensive cologne. But I love putting that video back up. I loved it. So I put the roses up. I put Anthony and Wayne's face. Oh, and if you guys didn't notice in the video, I said, look at Ernestine's face. Even though I saw it at first, I didn't really pay attention. She over there meddling. She going, like, Anthony, you see that? It's like, Ernestine, you need to stop. But she was kind of funny. I mean, she was over there saying, yeah, it is what you see, Anthony. Ernestine's a mess. Marion, they say so much. They even say that Denisha to take Dave away, to take Dave from Anthony. Girl, people don't know what they do. They just make up stuff. They just make up stuff. Please support by pushing the like button. Thank you, Tina. Please do. I don't bite. I try to stay grounded. I'm Team Amber, but I don't protect Amber like, oh, she's a saint, so we have to protect her. No, I'll call her out. I'll call anybody out in these skits. I have no problem. And I am a mama bear. You let Amber act a fool and see if I don't talk. It's like, Amber, what are you doing? In a minute, you can't cover up dirt. Okay. Okay, Nancy, I thought you were saying Anthony Accuser. Yeah, it was just the way it was written, I think. Thank you, Angela. Please hit the like button, everybody. Please, please, please. Thank you. What I find crazy, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but bashers get mad when people don't see it their way. That's exactly what they do. They get mad, and then they want to say make these little snide comments and stuff. Haha. Whoa, what about accountability? What about it? Where's Anthony's? Don't come over here messing with me. Go on back over there where you belong. Just stay in your lane, okay? Stay in your lane. They get mad. They even get aggressive. They do. Stephanie Martin says, hi, Alexis Love. Everyone sees Denisha cooking and they totally forget all the times Amber cooked. I know, Emmy girl, I've seen that before. Like, they're showing her cooking on purpose because Amber didn't cook every day. And remember, Amber was at Bar 44. Anthony wanted a housewife. And there was a video I did comparing Anthony and Darren to see if they were the same or similar. They are the same. He took away her singing career. Anthony took away everything from Amber. And then this person told me, well, no, because, some rich men, they want somebody at home. Then that's who they should marry. You don't get a woman and then decide, well, I'm going to change her. What we look like? Robots? We look like your Tinker toy? Or like, and I am a Taylor Swift fan, but like Taylor says, boys only break their favorite toys. That's a song. And it's true. Because they want you to be what they want you to be. If that's not who you marry, how do they like it when we marry them and then we try to change them? How do they like it? But we're supposed to just accept it and become like Amber was. The perfect wife. See what that got her, right? And if you marry with kids, you're going to end up taking care of them babies. Maybe. Hemi Girl says, everyone sees Denisha. Yeah. And then Amber actually cooked for every man, including Victor and Mike. Yep. Sure did. And then I love the ones that say, well, Amber slept with all these guys. And boy, I had one that said that just before you speak, know what you're speaking about. The writers need to divorce the Daltons because they fumbled the Dalton storyline. They did. They messed it up. I agree with you, Tina. They think Anthony can be with Denisha, but Amber must be Mother Teresa. Yeah. Remember, Christopher, I used to say, you might as well just go ahead and put Amber in a convent. I said that to a few. You might as well. Where's the chastity belt? Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. Give me a break. It shows a lot about your character. I get it that you're here to make money. I get that. But at some point, if you really think about it, if it were a real person, and the bashers were real people beating up that one person, for lack of a nicer term, how would that come across? Because is that not character bashing? What if that was a real person? And you got all these bashers running around. What does that mean? But they're making it okay to bash people, and they're encouraging it. Why? Because that woman's not doing what you expect her to do? Am I hot? I'm mild. I'm mild. Especially when you don't know what you're talking about. If you've never been married, never been divorced, how are you going to step to me? Tell me how. If you don't know what a vow renewal is, how are you going to step to me or anybody in these chats? They probably know way more than these people know. How old are these people? So careful what you say to people, especially an old person like me, because I'm not a baby and I'm not afraid. I done been through hell. Well, I ain't been through hell or back because I had a good life. The Lord is good to me, so I have to behave myself. I ain't trying to be getting the Lord mad at me, and that's for real. Let's see. They think Anthony can be with Denisha, but yeah, she must be Mother Teresa. I've said that like so many times. I'll just build her a convent if that's the case, you know? You want to put a chastity belt on her? Yeah, do that and put her in a convent too. Does that make you feel better? Does that feed your ego? Hear me, girl. Yes, that's true. Amber cooked and enjoyed doing it. And Amber likes to bake. She prefer to bake than like fry stuff and all that. Notice they're not letting Amber tell her side of the story. Exactly. Only Anthony is telling his side of the story. It happened at Dave's sister's house and again with Coco yesterday. And that's by design. So I really want to know where they're going with that piece, Trap Star. Because are they trying to rile up the fan base to make them mad so they can make more clickbait money? Is that what they are doing? I'd say so. They want people. Adversity sells. Sex sells. We all know these things sell. And I'm not going against the system. I'm just talking about what I know. Right? If a click makes you a penny, you made a penny. Right? Amber looks great together with Dave. She absolutely does. They make a perfect couple. But I'm still going to say again, what if Dave is the perfect man for Amber and they decide to use Dave in some kind of way to fix the Daltons' marriage? Or worse yet, what if they try to make Amber leave Dave to get back with Anthony? If they did that, I would stop watching this series totally. He wouldn't just lose well, I'm not a subscriber now, but he would definitely lose at least one person, but it'd be a lot more at the exit door. I noticed I read that Amber looks great. They do look good together. Their chemistry is off the chart. I believe they're showing, yeah, they are. They're controlling what Amber says, and that's how you market. That's how, well, not market, but that's how you control the audience. And I don't know if anybody has ever noticed on this side, I'm sorry, on the Country Wayne side, the fan base. Have you ever noticed that one day the whole fan base is against something? The next day, the fan base is for something. Just keep an eye out and you'll see the trend. Today, it's this. Tomorrow, it's this. Because they're taking the temperature of the audience. Mary and Himmy Girl, Stephanie saying hello. Yes, that's it, Nonya. Women need to have 3. 1. Christopher says, Amber doesn't need Dave or Anthony. She can hold her own. And most women might want to keep that in mind. And again, I'm not a feminist. I'm married. I'm only married because I got lucky. Otherwise, I'd be single. I would. But I got a good dude. What am I going to do? I ain't giving up my baby. But I don't mind being single. That's the thing. Some people don't like to be single. And I understand that too. I get that. Amber doesn't need to go back to that evil energy mansion. And I've been saying that forever. That's why I call it a haunted house. Exactly, Nonya. The message being sent is so wrong. JDK, it is. This is how you change the temperature of a nation. Let's see. And I don't mean politics. I'm not talking about. I just mean the temperature of a nation. The status quo. Exactly, Nonya. The message being sent. I'm sorry, I read that one already. It's the status quo. If they can get to the status quo, that's what they're trying to do. Marion says, you know that song that was playing when Amber returns from LA, Anthony Hamilton. In my opinion, you think it sounds like Anthony Hamilton? If that's love bombing, what Dave did, you can love bomb me any day. Who said that? Marion, did you say that? Somebody said he can love bomb me any day. But that's honesty of the assessment of what's happening is needed to help stop misleading the people watching. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because if you haven't lived it, then you can't talk about it. Because a marriage is different than an engagement. Somebody said something about that stupid engagement. And I let them know that's a boyfriend, girlfriend. Once you cross that line into marriage, you're in a whole new world. Was she wrong? Absolutely. How long y'all gonna hold on to that and keep trying to equate the two as one in the same? They are not the same. When you get married, your whole world changes. Now you got rules that say, you can't cheat. But if you engage, that's like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. One gets tired, they can walk away. The vow renewal. If you are married and you do a vow renewal, your marriage license date does not change. If you're married, it's a ceremony. If you get a divorce like I did, and then you get remarried, the vow renewal was inside because we got married again. And that's a different date on the marriage certificate. So when they come with that, oh, but they did a vow renewal. Okay, they did, but they're already married. So it's ceremonial. I mean, and for anybody who didn't know that, it's a ceremony. That's all it means. It doesn't change your wedding date or your marital date. It doesn't change anything. Okay, and then Coco says being nice to Denisha is going to come out differently in the end. Amber had to prove herself to Coco. That's right, Himmy girl, because she really didn't like Amber. Ooh, she didn't like Amber. Thank you, Stephanie. Please hit the like button, everybody. Please, please, please. I hope this mediation is to finalize the divorce. The first part of the mediation, Tina, is to figure out the asset division. Or if the two lawyers can work it out, then they get not work it out themselves, but with their client, then they can take it to the court and show it to the judge. Otherwise, they have to haggle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Anthony, if he wants to stand on zero and he won't move, the judge will figure it out for him. And what they also forgot that we did not forget, Wayne, where are the blueprints that Brittany gave Amber of Anthony's finances? Because they'll use in white collar crime, they'll use forensic financial analysts, because forensics, you dig into it and look. They use those to follow your money and see where it went. And if you're rich, supposedly like Anthony, is he really rich anymore? We don't know. But They use those people and they follow the money. That's like watching some crime show on TV. When they follow the money, and if the money, poof, is just gone somewhere, they're going to, sir, where's this money? And if you lie to the court, you can get fined, held in contempt, put in jail. I mean, like witnesses who won't testify, they'll put your butt in jail so quick. Not prison or anything, but they will put you in lockup. So anyway, Marion says, want Amber to forget Anthony, go to mediation, and ride off into the sunset with Dave on her side. Hemi Girl says, yes, Pastor Chris and Mama Brenda don't like how Wayne twists things. I noticed. I listen to Mama Brenda sometimes when she's on Facebook, or I used to, because she always has like Bible study. So I used to listen to her. Santia says, Tina, that's why Amber was vexed yesterday, because she knows who Coco is. Yeah, Santia, I agree. Anthony is telling her business. Yep. And at the end of the day, Coco is Anthony's family, so that's why she called him. She doesn't love him. Amber is done. Diamond says Trapstar agreed. The skits paint a certain narrative, but we also have voices to reject what is inaccurate or harmful. And that's why, I mean, these people can say, I got a big mouth. I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? If you can't handle the truth, like the movie, you can't handle the truth. That's a you problem. That's not a me problem. That's a you problem. Like my daughter likes to say, my baby girl. Diamond says exactly. Everyone's talking about wait until he sees Angelina. What can Angelina do? Exactly. What's Angelina going to do? Nothing. Come up with another plan that doesn't work. More make a big noise. She has no control over who gets his money. That's right. If anything, if Angelina was smart, like Skitlana said, if Angelina was smart, she would tell Shayla to go get child support. That right there locks Kai in. Because remember, there's no blood test. It's just the name on the birth certificate where Anthony said, yes, that's my child. If Angelina was smart, she would tell Shayla, put Anthony on child support. And then child support would also have to be kind of a small part of the mediation factor. Yeah. So she's so smart, but she didn't say that, did she? Because she don't know. But you don't know what you don't know, right? Unless you've been through it, you won't know it. The skits are showing double standards and wrong messages. Yep, that's right, Tina. If you want your child to know if you have children, then you got to teach them. Teach them what's right and what's wrong, right? Crystal, welcome in, Crystal. Right, they keep giving Anthony so much grace, it's crazy. Yeah, they're trying to put that double standard in. No, we ain't gone with that noise. He has not suffered one bit. That's right. And then so Anthony hasn't suffered, and they're oiling Shayla up to make her into a pretty doll because Wayne wants to make her a star. So now she's covered up. She looks presentable. And in her mind, Shayla is the voice of reason now. And still, you can still hear her cray-cray in there. You can still hear her crazy. But they're fixing her up so they can whitewash her too. What you gonna do with Kai? They want to whitewash this story away, whitewash the past away. Really? What you gonna do with Kai? Send him to school like you're doing? But Kai needs to be at home because if that boy start cursing, he on the skits talking about SHIT. Like, yeah, but it's not cursing around Kai. Christopher, That's what narcissists do. hmm Mama Brenda's character refused to attend Dalton's wedding. Mama Brenda will only go so far with the shenanigans. I like that. I didn't know that, Angela. Anthony's character is sickening. It is sickening. Now, if you see Mama Brenda with Amber in a skit, it was written by Amber. I believe that. I believe that. Crystal, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you, or I'm sick of it. You're right. And Anthony is a textbook narcissist. I'm not a therapist or a doctor, but of course, you know me, I looked it up. But we even looked it up in O'Neill like last year sometime. So the people who are looking it up now, talking about whatever they're talking about, we did that like, months ago, like last year. But we thank you for your information anyway. Trapstar says it's also the current time we're living in where people are under the impression they can take us backwards. That's right, girl. I can't say that. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Hey, Steffi Mac, what's happening, sister? How are you, Steffi? On Diamond Christopher True. I was also curious about Angelina's reaction, only because I wanted to see her. I wanted her to see that she is not a puppet master like she thinks she is. And it would give Anthony a little headache. I didn't get to watch it, but I'm going to watch it when I leave here. I will not watch anything in the Dalton mansion. Nothing. Nothing. I'll watch it if it's outside and I have to look at Anthony. But if it's in that house, I'm not watching it. I could care less. Think I'm going to look at Denisha sitting in Amber's house. They crazy. They're nuts. Dave truly loves Amber, and I love how Dave shut up the haters about Dave not wanting to marry Amber, saying that Amber is his future wifey. Hey, Dave. And do we like the cheating? No, we don't. We don't like the cheating. Now, having said that, and Amber, she's probably spiritually conflicted also, but I bet that's why Dave's praying. But Anthony, when are you guys going to say Anthony did something wrong? You just got to try to whitewash this man. No, it don't work. Sorry. Not for me. You can scrub his skin with bleach for all I care. It don't work. I don't see how Amber stays that long with a narcissist because she did learn to love him. She learned to love him. And she did tell Wayne he no longer has a special place in her heart. Remember, I used to talk about you can have a special place in your heart and still marry somebody else because you need to move on. That special place Wayne used to hold, him and Amber had that conversation right there when he said he was going to be the podcaster. He asked Amber, do you still have that special place in your heart? And Amber said, no. And do you remember the day she told Anthony and Wayne how she had them on pedestals? And she was walking up and she went past Kai. And Wayne said, you didn't speak to Kai, your stepson, whatever. And she said, in here, I used to have you guys on a pedestal. That right there was a big indicator that she was fed up with them already back then. Christopher, exactly. Christopher, yes, sirree. David surely shutting up the haters. By the way, he's standing by Amber. Dave's mom said that the skit with her and Amber, this Hemi girl, went on way past the hug at the end. She started, I knew it. She started praying over Amber. Ooh, you know what? I said, Hemi girl, I thought they were going to show it. But I said, is his mom going to pray over Amber? But she didn't. And I'm so glad you said that. I am. I'm glad you said that. It went way past the hug. She started praying over Amber and everything. It was SKIT that turned into a real moment. See, girl, yeah, I was like, she's not gonna pray, with Amber, and I'm like, I'm saying, Nonya, you reaching, okay? Just stop, calm down. You reaching right now. But I'm so glad you told me that, Hemi girl, because I wanted to see that. Angela said, let them know, Nonya says. Angela, it's real. It's fact, like the stuff we're talking about in the overall sense. And I ain't going back. Thank goodness I don't have a husband that wants to do that. Oof. But I'm so glad she prayed over Amber, because I was hoping. And then it went off, and I was like, dang. But at least it was good. She spoke to her as a pastor, she spoke to her as a woman, and she spoke to her as a mother. 3 things. That's a powerful lady. I noticed they only apply the Bible to Amber. Exactly. One said she should stay celibate for 3 years after. I saw that. I was like, where'd they get that from? After 3 years, but Anthony can live his life. See, so they pick and choose. Hi, Antoinette. Welcome in, girl. They pick and choose the parts of the Bible they want to use. Like I told that lady this morning, I see you picked these 2 books, but you left off this piece of Matthew. I said, there's the next part. Where is it? That talks about when the husband cheats, it's okay. You want to thump that Bible? When the husband cheats, the wife can divorce him. Now, this is in the biblical, time, which is fine. But where's that piece? You want to come on my channel and you want to post that. You want to pick and choose what you post. Really? Well, I look like Boo Boo the Fool. What did Amber say? I look like Boo Boo the Fool? Whatever Amber be saying. Yeah, no. You could take that on back wherever it came from. I left it out there, but if you want to see it, you can see it. But I did. I was like, lady, get out of here with that. West Side Tamara is going to step up on Lauren. Trap star, exactly. That's not right. Hi, Felicia. Welcome in, sister. Welcome in, Felicia. And Diamond, they start to turn around now and say Shayla's going to get back. Shay's going to get back with Dave. Probably because I did ask, I said something about Shay. Shay's going to be a problem. I always know what they be doing because I be over there looking. Yeah, I do. And I know Carolyn's not here, but Carolyn, thanks for the clown suit. I had seen it. Thank you for the clown suit of Anthony. Dave was not paying any mind to Shay. But the only thing about it, Wayne's got to throw some dirt in there. So Shay did say, and Dave, I need you to be awake, okay? Stop. Don't be trusting that girl like you trusted Melissa. Wake up, Dave. Stay awake, Uncle. Shay said she has a business opportunity for Dave. So buckle up, buttercups, because here comes some mess. Here comes some mess with Shay. Now, he ain't been your girlfriend in decades or a decade. But she's got some business with Dave. So she's going to make her moves and try to weaken him with her little skinny, scrawny self. I mean, it's okay to be skinny. Stephanie says, tell him, Queen Nonya. Stephanie, you know me, I'll be on a roll. They had me like Nancy say, 38 hot this morning. Okay, Diamond says she was really sweet to Amber. She was. I liked her. I mean, tell me the truth. Yeah, Iman is on board with polygamy. Exactly. Yeah, And that's what Wayne's trying to pull also. And women need to see it. Young men need to see it. You want them to go move to Utah or wherever, whatever province is in Utah, go for it. But the average American, they ain't trying to do that. They're trying to get up, go to work every day, feed their kids, take care of their families, right? So don't act like we all got a $15,000 to pay a Delicia or whatever it is, that nonsense they're doing. We want to get up and go to work or do whatever, go to our business, whatever we do, take care of our families, live our life. Praise the Lord, right? And here, all this fluff doesn't apply to the average American that he's touching with these skits. They apply to our babies right now that are impressionable. Our young 20-year-olds that are impressionable. It's what they call the 304. So that's why I said we needed a number for them. So just take the number, HOE, that fits. Because men think it's okay. Talk truth. No, I'm sorry, Santia. Because miss us with that. And Wayne's audience, check it. Wayne's audience is too mature, for the most part, and on Facebook, too mature for this child nonsense. Pick it up. We are women. We're not children. And we have children. We have to rear our children. And all this nonsense, now we got to go pull it out of our kids' heads if you got youngsters. Yeah. But I mean, that's in any generation. Because with children, it's like you get this seed that sprouts. You got to pluck the weeds. Then they grow. Then you got to pluck more weeds. Then the kids grow some more. And you just keep plucking, let them grow. Pluck and let them go. Whatever the weed process, the wheat process is, where you shuck it and let it grow, whatever you do. I'm not from the South and country or whatever, but I know what it means. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Anthony says, this Anthony and Amber married couple storyline needs to end. Felicia, it does. It's old, it's tired, and is done. It's done for us. We don't want to see them together. Can't hardly even, the people who don't like Amber don't like Amber. People who don't like Anthony don't like Anthony. Now what you got, Wayne? You got a split storyline that I've been screaming for, that Trap Star's been screaming for. A lot of people have been screaming. Split the storyline. So if you're going to split it. Get these people to court so your fan base will feel better instead of toxicity every single day. Every day. And all the other storylines, these women running around sleeping with men and men running around sleeping with all the women. Give it a rest. And no, for the people that come in my comments from other countries, that is not Black America. They're not like us. That's Skitland. That's fantasy. The average American gets up to go to work and take care of their families, school, whatever they do. Okay, Veronica says, do you remember I didn't watch it, in the Wayne's Netflix special when he said he's trying to get the aunties to be his main supporters? Good luck with that, Wayne. Unless you change these storylines, you ain't going to get the aunties. But I think I did hear something about the aunties to be his main supporters. I'm trying to see if he's letting them do a woman like this. Because these aunties are not going to support you. So you might as well reroute, redirect, and fix the storyline. Who going to support this? We don't. This auntie don't. Fix it. They could not handle Queen. Felicia, exactly. Diamond said, and then Diamond says, Tina, I will have to boycott for a while if they do that. If they do that, I'll stop watching altogether. I can find something else to talk about on Facebook. On YouTube. I don't have to do Country Wayne. I'm not hired by them. I'm independent. I can do whatever I want to do. Any of us can. Let's see. Tina says, She'll have to boycott. We need to see a long season of Amber flourishing with blessings and let Ant have his turn experiencing losses. Skitland should be fair. You lost your wife. Check on Kai to see if Kai's really your baby. But his biggest downfall is who is his master. And his master is his money. That's his biggest downfall, his money. So Wayne, get ready to take his money. Because otherwise, nothing else is going to work. Just like they tried to make it look like Anthony going back home to Amber was Shayla's karma. It didn't work. Remember? It didn't work. It did not work. That was not enough for what that girl did to these people's marriage. Also, he's going home to his wife, and that's supposed to be Shayla's karma. No. And even if I was a Shayla fan, it's still not enough. It's not enough. What did Shayla lose? That man went home to his wife. What made you think, because you're a baby mama, as they like to call it, which I hate that word, you have a child by Anthony that makes you more powerful? That's the other message he's sending. Makes you more powerful than a husband and a wife. Now, Angelina's still pushing that storyline, if you guys noticed. Like even today. No, his wife. It's husband, wife, children. But they're still pushing that part of the storyline. Like the baby mother, the baby's mom, is equal or more important than the wife. Nope. Now, you might not like marriage. Marriage is what it is. And if you're always going to be reading the Bible, then preach it right. Write it right. Stop playing. You get to play with God if you want to. You better stop. Notice how Anthony is written never to yell at Angelina or Shayla. He handles them with kid gloves. He still does it. Rhonda White, welcome in. I'm NonyasisChat. Amber would be everything but the child of God. Yeah. And they need to get over themselves, because, honey, y'all ain't all that. You ain't all that. All these, let me stop. And I'll just say, y'all not all that. And you know what I'm talking about. Yes, we need the divorce. I'm calling it Amber Young in Jesus' name. Amen. Cynthia said, I'm calling it. Call it, girl. Call it, Cynthia. Dave would never move into the Knowlton's mansion. I know, right? Somebody would end up on the news. Big dog versus puppy dog. Remember my two dogs I had on the skit, on that short? But it was Wayne and Anthony. I put 2 mutts. One was tall, one was short. One was supposed to be Wayne and one was Anthony. I put 2 mutts on a short. It's not okay for soul and to be unbalanced. That's right, Diamond. That a particular segment of viewers feels emotionally battered. Ooh. Watching how Amber is treated for years. Do you realize what you just said on there, Diamond? You have a segment of the fan base that's emotionally battered. All the smoke for Amber and not for Shayla and Angelina. He doesn't respect her. He doesn't respect her. Oh, hi, Tina Stoker. Welcome in. Welcome in. Felicia, hello. Again, I just said hi to you. And then Nancy speaking. He's trying to give her another breakdown. She gone now. Dave got her. Is that what you mean, Trap Star? By having that woman in the house? He wants a rise out of Amber. And that's why lawyers tell you, attorneys say, don't talk to the other person. Just like she slapped him that day, He kept doing it and kept messing with her till she snapped. And was he happy when she snapped? Yes. He got up, he did this, and he smiled at her like the evil person that he is. He smiled because he made her break character, her spiritual character. And that made Anthony Dalton happy. Mm-hmm. And then Crystal says, yes, I'm ready for Amber to have success. And she keeps getting hit from every angle, and it makes no sense. And that's exactly what we're talking about, Crystal. Exactly. Angela says the writer's dragging the the attorney's feet on the mediation. They are. They need to bring it on. Come on, Wayne. These aunties want you to do the right thing. You want aunties in your corner? You want aunties? Then you got to bring the game. Okay? Because aunties not stupid. We know the game. So you need to step up your game, nephew. Step up your game, nephew. And I say that with pure love. Amber Ty, do you hear me? Come on, Am Bam. Talk to Wayne. Tell him to fix this stuff. Tina says, I don't want Amber to be attached to Anthony, Shayla, nor Angelina. Neither do I. Stephanie said, team, get this crap over with. That's your team, Stephanie. Felicia, Christian. Oh, I'm sorry. Christopher is speaking to everybody. So if it's just speaking, I'm going to keep going, okay? Because we've been on here for a minute. And I know you guys need to go. I love me some Dave. Oh, Nancy, that was you that said that. If that's love bombing, he can love bomb you every day. Was that you, Nancy? And please, Amber, leave anybody alone who has anything to do with Anthony. That's right. Anthony. Dave told her, we're family. Now you met my family. Now we family. Yes. Did I put another skit out? I did. That's the one that people are mad about today. Sorry, guys. I put the roses out. I put the faces out. And then I put the walk on the pier talk about how their family, their own circle. Stay in your own hula hoop. Stay in your circle. Keep the outside voices out of your marriage and your relationships. Tina Stoker says, hi, the majority do not want to see Amber back with Anthony. Yeah, I kind of picked that up. I love how Dave cheers Amber up after the trip. You know what? Let me ask you guys something. I got a question for you. So one reason, and when I tell you I watched my short, part of them, and want Amber to have her chance for a family. And Dave, he basically said he'll do anything for her. And if that takes money for fertility or whatever, I think Dave would do it. He wants Amber, and maybe he needs Amber. Maybe he needs an Amber. He needs a queen. He needs a wife. He wants his wifey. His wifey. Amber's the only one in Skitland with a strong, large fan base. Exactly. She's got the one next to Wayne that fight for her like this. I wonder if that bothers him on a professional or personal level. I often wondered that, JR. I'm not kidding. I wonder, does that bother him? But it might, because it depends on, his internal makeup, if it bothers him for her to be right behind him. But Amber's depth is way down here, up here. She can carry a storyline by herself for days, for like skits, like she did when she caught Anthony and Shayla. She carried those storylines alone. Who else does he have that can do that? And why is she always, and when he's not available, Amber's there to get his trophies, accept them on his behalf. Amber was able to take her little boy. He's such a doll. And, so I agree with you on the professional and the personal level question. I've had the same question. Yeah. Good question, JR. I definitely had that question too. Because we don't come to play. And it's not that we think she's Saint Amber. It's not that. It's something about Amber. Maybe it's the way she treats her fans. Maybe because she's always selling her clothes to us that she doesn't even wear. She shares her makeup secrets. She tells us what she buys off Amazon. We know she shops at Ross and Marshalls and Akira. She shares all this stuff. She comes across very personable. And maybe and I think for a lot of fans, that might have something to do with why we like her. But in the skits, we're not gonna let her just skate by when she be doing messed up stuff. But I think a lot of people do like her for that. And she will answer you when she's on a live. Because I've asked her during the clothes sales that she used to do on Whatnot, are you gonna have a baby? And she goes, like that, real quick. Like, and then she reads the next comment. Marion has seen it. And I'm quick to ask you a question. Y'all know that. She went, like, like, it's like that. And I was like, thanks, Em. So yeah, I wonder too. I wonder too. Libby is getting more attention with the lawyer than the Daltons. Yep. Hi, Deborah Williams. Amber needs to play Shayla along enough to quit the podcast and get her own. Yeah, because Shayla really wants Anthony. She does want Anthony. Hi, Betty Mitchell. Welcome in. I hope Amber listens to Dave. None of us agree with adultery, but I'll be doggone if I let Anthony off the hook. And I will shout that to the moon. You can whitewash him all you want to. He started this mess. He hasn't paid for anything. Neither has Shayla. And now they want to clown Amber. No, you clown those two as well. All three of them are wrong. But the culprit was Shayla. Then it was Anthony. And then he's gone 22 months out of his 2-year marriage. And then when she finally decides to crack almost and put that leather coat on that night and left to go to Dave's house, now Amber, oh, what are you doing, Amber? Well, what the hell is Anthony doing? You want to whitewash this man because of your double standards? No, I'm not a feminist. I'm a woman, and I'm a married woman, and I can't stand cheaters. I can't stand them. So we agree, Betty. Dave is so intentional with Amber, probably knows Amber better than Anthony. He knows Amber. He pays attention. He listens. He watches. He knows her every move. Have you guys even noticed who put that in here? I think yesterday. I don't know who said it, Magnolia or Trapstar. How they, like, if there's something on one of them, the other one will pick it off. Have you guys noticed? Are there, they touch each other a lot? You guys notice that? Like, if you get some lint on you or something and your boo will pick it off or whatever, they do that. I wouldn't dare do that. Hi, Tyrone. And then Tina Stoker says, Angelina is going to have a hissy when she finds out about the guest room at his house. I don't even know about the guest room at his house. I don't look at him. So I need you guys to tell me what's going on because I don't look at it. I'll be doggone if I look at that woman being up in that Dalton manor. Nope, ain't going to do it. So they are including random skits with Anna and her little boy. I know. Where'd Anna come from? She works for Wayne, right? So she's somebody. Hear me, girl, this divorce is happening. Amber posted a funny video with her and Anthony's date on it. Said, love don't live here anymore. She did. Amber, you like our song, huh? You like Rolls Royce, Amber? That's Rolls Royce, Amber. I posted it on the short, Amber. Love don't live here anymore. And you know the girl's name is Gwen, the singer. I have that album. She said, love doesn't live here anymore. I love it. Angelina is all barking no bite. And I'm going to hurry up because I know you guys need to go. It's 2 o'clock. It's time to go. And what started at 11:15? Denisha has no security for herself or her son as long as Anthony is legally married to Amber. That is correct. And if Anthony gets sick, Who you gonna call, Ghostbusters? You gotta call Amber. So don't let him get sick. We don't want him to get sick. Let him stay well and stay over there and eat his fish. Let him eat his fish sandwiches or whatever he's doing with Denisha. Yeah, I said that. Yep. Because if he gets sick, they gotta call Amber. And we don't want that. We don't want them messing up Dave and Amber. Who knows? Amber, if she's really getting married, maybe she'll get married on the skits. We don't know. Angela, I don't watch the skit because I have no idea what it's about. Dave prays and he actually knows how to pray unlike Atlanta. And there we go. That's why in the mornings he's sitting out there praying. And he's probably praying for forgiveness for him and Amber for what they're doing. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Not one itsy bitsy bit surprised. Okay, and he's always he has a couple of places where he like lets his guard down a little, like with his sister, because he thought she wouldn't go further. And we're all gonna make miscalculations on things, right? And then Shay calling talking about she's got a business proposition. Keep your eyes on a swivel, Dave Young. Don't be playing with my niece. Don't be playing with my girl. Let's see. I will not watch Anthony and me either. I don't care about them. Why did Dave's mom? She did, didn't she? I don't think they showed us anything. But I'll have to look at it again because I did ask that question because I know his dad wasn't home. So I was wondering, did she talk to Dave? You guys, do you remember, ladies? Anthony told God to pray for Amber. I was like, what? And remember the time, Himmy Girl, when he said, put all of Amber's burdens on me? Remember that? I think that's the only real prayer he ever said. When he said, put her burdens on my back. Maybe they forgot they wrote that. That looked like the only time he ever prayed because he think the Lord is a genie. If they keep the Daltons together, I'm over this mess. You and me both, girl. I'm bringing Evelyn into the equation is something that will determine whether Amber and him make it. Oh, Shay, yeah. I hope they split the storyline. Me too, Betty. That's what we're hoping for. Oh, we've been pushing it too. For real, for real. And Betty Mitchell, I am Nonyasis, so nice to meet you. Himmy Girl says, yes, you're right, Yolanda. Himmy Girl, I saw that on Amber's Facebook page. It was pulled from the skit when Amber and Aunt visited the Balloon Museum, the first skit Amber produced. Okay. And then didn't Amber's lawyer tell her she will handle it? Yeah, but baby girl, what I'm saying is, you keep saying these things, but what have you done for her lately? What have you done, Constance? So hopefully Constance is going to come back with something for us this week. Bring us something, Constance. No. Moving into married person's house. No. Somebody would end up on the news. Yeah. Exactly, Nonya. Yes. What happened to Karis? So, well, she threatened Karis about something when she finally started talking to him, but supposedly Bishop did the unaliving of Karis. So, did it have anything to do with Denisha? Like, was Bishop tied to the BBL girls at all? Where did Bishop come from? So, we don't know. They made it seem like it was like a get back at the music group company, Westside Music Group, but we don't really know why they got rid of Karis's character. We do know that Denisha chased Shell off. Remember that? When she was at Karis's house and Denisha came from the room and was standing behind Karis and Shell was at the door. And then because Karis liked Shell also. But as far as what happened to Karis, we don't really know. But then Dee went after Bishop, an unalived Bishop, on behalf of Karis. But we don't know. They didn't tell us, and they didn't show us. They just showed her sitting on a bench one day talking to Karis, but we don't know what she was saying to him. But it was a threat. And that's all we got. Angelina behaving like Anthony belongs to Shayla. Yeah, she does. She still wants to ignore the fact that he's married, even though she did mention the ink not being dry on the divorce papers. The ink ain't dry because he ain't signed them. Is that a hint that he's going to sign the papers? Are they going to start negotiations or mediation, negotiations, whatever we want to call it? People don't know that Denise stole money before. That's what I was going to say. Santia, is that when she sent that cousin girl in there to help Momo steal the money? Is that what you're talking about, Santia? Is that where you're talking about stealing the money? And what did Denisha go to jail for? What did she go to jail for when she was talking to that woman on the phone calling her mom? Because when you go to prison, and I don't know, thank the Lord I've never been to prison, but some of the, like when you're really young, there's some lady or whoever, older person, that they'll call mom. And I only know that through work. But Santia, I don't know. And if you do know, let us know. Okay. But was that really like because that was Amanda on the phone. But that's just maybe they needed a voice. That was Amanda's voice. But that's not, I'm not saying that was her daughter. But when these young girls go, they're put like under a protection in like a family. Then they have a mom or whatever. So I'm not sure. I really want to know. Okay, I'm going to keep going because it's almost time to get out of here. You guys have been here a long time. Hi, Eklund. How are you? Good to see you. I think Dave will shut Evelyn down. He won't want to put Amber through anything. What I'm worried about, new skit. Oh, she does tell. Now, watch Darren divorce Lisa. Watch. It'll take another 6 months, but okay, I'm going to skip the Angelina stuff, okay? Amber had her own place now. They're trying to say she moved from the mansion to mansion. Yeah, they're full of it, Deborah. Her condo has somebody in it. We think so, Betty. Yes. It's slowly dripping out because Amber is going to get married. And we do think it's Dave. But we investigate. What are we, Channel 4 News or something, right? But yeah, Deborah, I saw all that nonsense. And they forget Amber's condo is in there with Wayne and Mike's, right? Amber has a tenant in her condo. All right, so what do I have to do to make myself stay out of the comments on Wayne's page? Because I be wanting to ask people, have they ever been married? I know, because Yolanda, they don't be having that. They are so clueless. And I have said it. Don't feel bad, Yolanda. You should. I'm quick to ask them, have you ever been married? If you haven't been married, then maybe you need to stop talking about stuff you don't know about. Y'all know me. If you turn around and I'm coming right behind you, there's a reason. Right, Hemi girl? Right, Angela? I'll be right behind you. Let's see. Chris Trapstar says 52 and 52. Thank you, lady. And then 52. Nonya Denisha seems to cook is a catch of the day. Thank you. Because you see, I put fish in the title, and I was wondering what was the symbolism for the fish. Catch of the day. Yolanda, great job. Thank you. Because I'm thinking biblical, right? And I'm like, wait, she ain't doing this biblically. Catch of the day. Yolanda, if I felt like messing with that audience button, I'd give you an audience clap, but I'm going to give you a clap. Catch of the day. I love it. I've got him on the hook now. I'm reeling him in. Yep. Thank you, girl. Great job, Yolanda. Okay, as you guys ready to get out of here? And then she's cooking him stuff. Maybe she's the bottom feeder. Yeah, maybe. Or she's a shark. I called her a barracuda. Um, Now we know Shayla's a bottom feeder. And I Denisha's smart. She's shrewd. She knows just what she's doing. And she's giving him all that food, JR, right, that can hurt him. Anthony can't eat all that stuff. And yet he wants lobster, which is full of cholesterol. And she made that fettuccine, all this high calorie stuff. Don't make it where he gets sick and Amber has to go save that man. I will be one furious sister, auntie, and I won't watch it if they take Dave and Amber apart. I won't watch. No. You let that heifer go take care of him. A lot of inflammation going on in her food. And that's why I'm saying, are they going to make Anthony get sick to make Amber come back to him? If Wayne does that, I'm out. Or I'll follow a different storyline. Oh, yeah, shellfish is bottom of the ocean, yeah. When people dream about fish, old wives tell her that someone is pregnant. That's right, Angela. You're absolutely right, honey. I know all about that. That's been around a long time. If you dream about fish, somebody's pregnant. Denisha says she can cook anything. Oh, she can hook Anthony with food. She sees that. That girl, I'm telling you, she's shrewd. That girl is no dummy. And all these people that think she's so sweet, because they're not paying attention. You still sleepy, Stephanie? Go back to bed, girl. But anyway, we're going to get out of here. Vanetta says, I hope Dave's mom welcomes Amber once the divorce is final. Oh, she will. I can see Amber being a testimony in her church. And I can see Amber's dad meeting Dave's parents. I want to see Jesus popping like that. All the aunties in the house say, hey. Nonya, another thought. Denisha told Anthony her son's father isn't in the picture. Could it be he's a married man too? And I don't know if you saw any of my comments, Yolanda, but I did say, has Denisha done this before? Has she? She's too smooth with it not to have. She's too comfortable. Very comfortable. Yolanda says, Nonya, another thought. Yeah, I think she has. I do. And you'll thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody. Anthony's been a serial cheater because he's broken and he won't fix himself because he won't admit anything's wrong. Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm trying to cut out of here because you guys have been here a long time. Thank you for hanging in. Steffi Mack, what's happening? And Miss T, I will talk to you later. It's a lot of fish being cooked in these skits. I love it. Are they giving us a sign? And are they going to make Amber pregnant? She got her little pouch, but some people just have that little pouch. When you get in your 40s, you get that little pouch right there. But because we know, I think she is too, but what concerns me is that Amber has an extremely strenuous exercise procedure. Because we've seen her exercise on Facebook, right? That girl, her and Ernestine, woo, they work out like crazy. So if she is pregnant, please be careful, Amber Ty. Be careful. And why is the men that never come over? They're doing that on purpose, Nancy, because they want us to ask. And I'm not asking. When Wayne wants us to say to see Amanda, he can put it in because we know they do stuff that we recommend or we ask about. I'm not asking about Amanda. I don't care about Amanda. Do whatever you want to do with Amanda. I don't care. All right. I'm going to skip the Lauren stuff. Okay, and everybody, let's jump off of here. Hi, Amanetta. Both Amber and Anthony need to sit down somewhere and reflect on what they have gone through. Or do you think they can fix it, Amanetta? Honestly, like, if they do, they need to sit down with the attorneys in the room, because at this point, the attorneys will tell you, don't talk to the other spouse. There's a time during the divorce where you can talk. The courts will even offer you a counselor if you want one, unlike that lady Anthony got. So if one of them wants, if both of them want to talk, the attorneys set it up. You don't sit down in the room together at this juncture. If you're having a divorce and neither one of them is going to say, yes, I want to talk to the other one, the attorneys set it up for them to talk, because there's a mediator in that room with you. Mm-hmm. So now they don't need to talk on their own, because they're going to end up fighting. These ignorant people want Amber held accountable for everything, but refuse to hold Anthony accountable. Hi, Angel Baby. Welcome in. I'm Nonyasis. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining my chat today. Anthony refused to sign the papers. I don't want to watch the skits that much either. Welcome in, Angel Baby. And me, for one, I will tell you exactly what I think. I am Team Amber, but I don't there's no Saint Amber and all that kind of stuff. Amber do something wrong, we call her on it. Simple as that. We don't bash in here and all that nonsense. But I talk smack. I do talk smack. And I'm a real one. Welcome in. And I love my chat family, Angel Baby. I do. So let's go, guys. Let me see if there's anything else I need to pull up. Okay. Is she wearing Amber's clothes? I don't know. When she's on there, I don't watch them. I need to ask you guys what's going on, because I'm not looking at that heifer. And heifer's not a bad word. It means cow. Hi, One Journey. Welcome in. I'm liking Anthony dealing with Shayla and Angelina. When Amber said it, he pushed back. Now he's saying he has to deal with those two. Good. Do they really need boundaries, though? Aminata? Or is it time for Anthony to get a taste of his own medicine? I mean, I'm just asking. When it comes to Anthony, I really don't care. As long as he stays away from Amber, I could care less. Give that girl her divorce and let her move on. And then go do whatever you do, whatever Anthony things you do. Go break your favorite toys. We don't care. I don't care. Auntie don't care. Vanetta, I'm with you. Okay. Now men are upset at Shayla. They're going to be up. Henry Gurley said they're upset at Shayla and Angelina for telling Anthony he needs to take time to heal, which is what Coco told him yesterday. But so where are they going with that part? What's Angelina up to telling him he needs time to heal? Because he does. But that's the same thing Coco told him, that he never takes time to heal. That's the same thing she just told him yesterday. We don't know. I don't know anything about what that girl is doing in that house. I could care less. I don't like that part of the storyline. I will not watch it. I will not do reviews on it. None of it. None of it. Anyway, if you didn't see my latest, it's at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Time, 11 o'clock CST, and then it is at 9 o'clock my time, which is Pacific Time. So if you're on the East Coast, it's 12 o'clock noon. Just look for my little red, white, and black logo. And welcome in. And thank you guys for everything. Hi, Juanita Crenshaw. Okay, what do you need time for? Has he done anything wrong? Who, Mary? Has who done anything wrong, Mary? But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Mary, you can hit me up in the chat in the community, in my community. Just click on community tab and then, find my channel. Click on the community and then just put your question in there about whatever your question is about, darling. Okay, you guys take care. I will see you in the morning at Have Tea With Me. I love it. Thank you for liking the shorts, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.